Texas Children's maintains about 25,000 employees, and within that, 14,000 employees are our appointed group that uses the IGEL equipment daily. We have a little under 5,000 IGEL devices deployed today, and we're increasing that number as we migrate into Windows 11. I discovered IGEL really early on in the sequence of us searching for a methodology to clean up some significant technical debt that we saw within the organization. We had legacy PCs that needed to be life cycled. We were still running Windows 7 at that time, and we needed to migrate to Windows 10 rapidly to be able to be compliant. So as we were working to get through that end of life situation and move to Windows 10, the realization of how many machines that were in some complicated areas, like inside of operating rooms or attached to medical devices like MRIs, that was a very complex recovery method from our standpoint, where we couldn't take down an operating room. We couldn't take down an area to be able to do the migration within a timely fashion. During that process, we came to a realization that if we could replace as few PCs as possible, IGEL was the one option that really allowed us to do everything we were looking to do quickly with a maintainable solution stack that would give our clinicians the apps that they wanted in the place that they needed in the time that was required. What we really liked about the IGEL stack was not just that we could install it on a USB stick, stick it in the machine, change the boot sequence and start from there. Now all of the devices that we originally wanted to replace have all been completely replaced. Our staff is more automated in the delivery of not just IGEL to the floor, Windows sitting on top of it, but also to their workflow. And we could do it so quickly that we were able to come back and tidy up an environment. What we like about IGEL is that we can go into the UMS console, provision assets, and deploy them rapidly into any environment that we have. Users don't know the difference between whether it was a traditional Windows PC or if it's an IGEL device. The advantage there is if there's any issues or any concerns on their functionality, they can just restart the device and it's perfect. We don't have to do that very often because the IGELs have just worked in our world so well. As if we have to do patch management or any of that type of workflow, whenever we were all Windows devices, we had that long patch cycle that had to occur over a weekend. That was fully mitigated with the IGEL solution stack, where we have another image pre-staged and ready to go, and the devices just reboot. They're down for 1 to 3 minutes, and then when they come back up, the users are back up and running. From a team perspective, it's made the amount of devices that they can monitor and validate are working effectively much, much greater. It also has given us an easy button for our daily operational meetings. The other big benefit to it is how easy it is to update, change, restart, reconfigure, and make the user's device be what they want it to be. Now we can be more prescriptive with our delivery methods and our delivery models. We can create an IGEL that's specific for guests, a different one for clinicians, a different one for physicians. We can be much more granular in our delivery and do it with less people. A lot of different technical capable folks can use these same tools to define whether or not the equipment's ready, how it's being used, if it's being used at all, so we can reclaim assets. And we can do that in such a fast manner that it's just gotten us out of the minutia of making sure these devices have all the right applications and they're all patched accordingly, because we can do that singularly in our virtualization stack, take those golden images and deliver them directly to specific IGELs. We saw a significant cost savings on not having to replace assets. The fact that we can now virtualize the operating system, utilize the exact same hardware, and extend it from 5 to 6 to 7 years if needed. Rather than looking at it from a cost perspective, we started looking at it from an experience perspective. How many times do we have to get in front of our customers, which are mostly clinicians, and validate that the technology is doing what it's supposed to do? and then educate them in something new. What IGEL allowed us to do is it removed that change or abrupt change type workflow. Clinicians get to use their applications the way they're expecting. We considered it just much more efficient IT workflow processes. And at the end, we gained some other benefits as well. Not only do I not have to have workstation support staff running around over the entire hospital trying to keep the lights on. Instead, they are now using that new time because the machines are just working like they're supposed to. At the end of the day, we were able to slim down the amount of hardware that's put in certain areas. I wholeheartedly recommend IGEL because I have seen it firsthand work in our environment. The IGEL solution stack works and plays very, very well with a biomed or healthcare technology management integrated solution. IGEL has just been a really big benefit to keeping our solutions skinny enough and clean enough that the users get the applications they want in the places that they need to use them. So on a scale of 1 to 5, I would rate IGEL a strong 5, especially how agnostic it is with hardware, how it's been able to allow us to add things like wireless barcode scanners and specialty printers to the solution and still be able to use them just like it was a classic Windows PC locally on our network. That has been a really big benefit to us because then we're out of the business of having to make sure each independent device looks the same, and instead making sure that the solution stack behind it, the golden images that align with it are exactly what we want them to be, and then deploy that in a repeatable fashion anywhere we want within the environment.